Hey guys, so today is September 6th, 2021, and I am kicking off the first of the daily progress summaries here that I have planned to do. So I have the video for the introduction to these and explaining the reasoning and why I'm planning on doing them, and all the motivation and all of that is actually processing right now on YouTube. So that will go up in a sec. I kind of meant to do it last night, but it got late. So it's happening this morning before this one. Now, I'm certainly not getting an early start here on this Labor Day. Most of the time, I will be making these before I go into work. So something like 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, I'll get up before work and do this, organizing all of the stuff that I'm planning to do for the day. So that intro video, the one right here that is still processing, well, that explains the general motivation and all that. So I won't go back and belabor any of that. And if you're interested in all that, you can go ahead and watch that video. I was going to note, though, here the transition away from doing things in the wider organization of 2-week cycles here, where I've been attempting to organize work in an agile software engineering framework, kind of how I do it my job, my software engineering job. I'm a team lead for the Air Force on one of the business apps that we do. And so we use DevOps here, or rather we did. We actually switched to Jira, which is a very similar product recently. But I'm moving away from that to doing these things in just plain text documents because there's less overhead. I don't have to generate tasks and tag them and organize them and all that. I can use, my keyboard shortcuts, and I can use Control F and all that other great stuff with regular expressions. So I have a lot more power if I just keep it all in the text editor. So this is going to be the format moving forward from today and hopefully in perpetuity here once I kind of get into a rhythm a bit, and we'll just go ahead and knock it out. So without further preamble, I'm just going to go ahead. You'll see that some of this stuff is like, well, that's not very interesting ministry stuff, like me doing the food prep and stuff that I do some during the week. This is actually basically my unfiltered to-do list. So every once in a while, there will be something that is more personal that I'll probably leave off of this list. But this is actually the file where I track a lot of my general to-dos. And so I'm really not going to comment on the boring stuff. But it's there. So something I did do, this is actually kind of a mishmash of the tasks from the last week or so. I'd been intending to make this video almost a week ago, and then I got a little bit sidetracked, deciding that I needed to explain myself a bit more and the purpose of these videos. And so that was this video here that is currently uploading, giving the introduction to these. So that's kind of what caused the delay here, but that is going up now, and that's why we are starting these daily summary videos as of today. So I'm just going to go whirlwind through some of the stuff I did. This will be the first part of each of these videos. Each video will have a bit talking about what got done the day before, and then what my tasks and my goals are for the current day. I'm kind of given the expectation of how much time I have. So today's a holiday. I'm off from work today on Labor Day, and so I'm actually planning to get more done than I would proportionally on a normal Monday. But so the first thing here, going down this list, you see I've got the markdown preview over there. Well, the first thing I did was I actually ran the dynamic audio normalization on the last week of ministry videos from our Bible study because we had some pretty imbalanced audio. So I actually haven't run it every single week. I thought I might, but mostly it's only if I notice that one of the other people on the recording is quiet relative to me. But I did run it. And so the command for that, I pulled this up beforehand just so I can show it here. The command to normalize the audio is this one right here. So we run a filter on the FFmpeg command line tool here called, this right there, DIN-ODD-NOR, dynamic audio normalization. And then it spits out an MP4 file. We actually, here you'll see that we're just copying the video, so we're not re-rendering it. But I guess I just hadn't talked about it a lot. So that's what that is. I don't have to sit there and babysit it too much, but we do normalize the audio. I uploaded those videos. Actually, I guess something I didn't note here, but I actually have uploaded, more videos for my own teaching series now as well. So the 6th week here, 7th week will probably be tomorrow that I do the lesson video for. So that's time too. But I also made the intro video for this daily progress summary series, and that ended up getting pretty long. Good 45 minutes of solid introduction to the motivation behind this. And that took me a good long time to reason through it all, to get it all set in my mind. But I made that video yesterday. And then kind of as brought up on the last retro video that we had here for the previous sprint, when I was still organizing things that way, I figured out how to upload stuff to archive.org, which is this this online platform that lets you upload files and host them. And that's where I will be hosting all of the video files and the audio files from all of the ministry content here. And so this is where I've decided to make the videos and the audio for the videos downloadable so that people can have it offline and on their devices without having to always be tethered to the internet. So I had to figure out how you, it doesn't look like I'm signed in here, but I had to figure out how you upload stuff and how you can link to it. So the direct download links that I can paste in the YouTube descriptions. So I got all that set up. That took me some time. And then this right here, what you see in like 5 lines represents quite a bit. This has been one of my biggest research hobbies over time, is this research into bikes, not just bikes, like skateboards, electric vehicles in general. So if I make this window bigger, you'll be able to see more of the sheets. So this has been a research hobby of mine for, probably a couple years now. Been very, very interested. I've actually held off on buying anything. I do have a mountain bike right now, but I was making a list here of possibilities, things that let you blend human power and electric motor power for things and all the differences between them. And I kind of got caught back up in this after a while. You'll see here, this is very disorganized. This is my Google Sheet that I've been typing over. All of this stuff is relating to recumbent bikes and the advantages and the pros and cons they have versus normal upright diamond frame bikes. And then you'll see over here, I was coming up with a bunch of different systems, and I actually have a build here on one of them that contains the full weights, in grams for everything. And this is a road bike build that has full carbon. So you manage to get a build that has an internally geared hub, and then trigger shifting on the drop bars for that hub. It needs a little bit of an adapter. Well, you can get the entire bike build down to under 16 pounds, right? Depending on the components you use, which is pretty cool. I still haven't really decided what I'm going to go with eventually, because this is kind of an optimization problem par excellence. There is no right answer. It really depends on what you want, but this has been something that I have continued to spend time on. It's very much like a relaxation activity for me. I go through and compare and contrast a lot of different information. So I won't overly belabor it, but this was something grabbing my attention again. It's a very interesting thing because it's a mix of engineering. So you have to know the materials and the stresses placed on frames, and then the aerodynamics. Well, I suppose that's technically fluid dynamics, but like how the aerodynamics of bikes changes depending on if you have a larger frontal area, and the efficiency in drivetrains, where the power losses on the gears and the ratios, and electric motors and torque, and what RPMs the motors spin at, depending on if you put them through gearing or if you put them in the wheels directly. And so it's a very interdisciplinary sort of problem, which is one of the reasons I think why it's really attracted my attention. So anyhow, that's the stuff that I have been working on. And as I say, tomorrow and forward, this section will probably be a bit smaller because it'll just be reviewing the actual work I got done the previous day. But here we had a little bit blended in, since this is kind of playing catch up. But today, these are the things that I'm going to be trying to get done. This is the goals section. I think I may actually rename that right here to goals rather than tasks. So I have more time today. And what I'm actually going to be trying to get done is uploading all of the videos here, all of the videos to the archive platform that I showed you there. So let me actually go find, I think I have the backups here. So like here you'll see, we have all of these videos and the audio for these videos that I'll be uploading. And so I have all of these. In fact, I have to download a couple more videos and rip the audio for maybe 5 more across this folder and the other folder from my personal series, but I'm going to try to get everything uploaded. So it's probably going to be a good 40, 50 files that I have to upload and tag the metadata on there. But that will get everything in the state where I can start linking to the videos to make them downloadable straight from the video description. So for the SR4 series, that's my own, and for the Bible study series, that's Peripatiology. I also want to respond to someone who posted on our ministry forum there. I've been meaning to do it for several days, but keep forgetting. And then I have boring practical stuff. Like I want to clean my room because I haven't done it for several weeks now. I do laundry. Catching up on the holiday for some of this other stuff, do the dishes that I need to do there and kind of pull it out to unclutter the kitchen a bit. So yeah, those are my goals. Uploading all the videos. It doesn't sound so bad, right? But it's like 50 files. So it's going to take me a long time. And I'm really looking forward to kind of getting done with a lot of the busy work here to get through the backlog I had of maybe 20, 25 videos. Because once I'm doing all of the boilerplate stuff for new videos, so downloading the transcript, downloading the file, uploading the file to archive to make it downloadable for other people, ripping the audio, building the web page on the website where I copy paste the transcript and the summary and the timestamps and all that. Well, none of that is so bad on a per video basis. Maybe it's 15 minutes of work, 20 minutes of work to do all that. But when you have 25 videos that you hadn't done any of this for previously, well, then suddenly that's 20 minutes times 25, and it's not very interesting. And so that's why I've had such a hard time getting through it and getting myself to do it. But this should be a good step in the right direction. And actually, what's nice about this is if I get everything uploaded fine, I'll actually be able to do much of the rest of the work, building the descriptions and then building the HTML files to eventually go up on web pages. Well, I'll be able to do that when I'm taking breaks throughout the day at work. I'll be able to do it over my lunch break. A good solid hour of work where, if I'm eating my lunch and I'm kind of taking a break, letting my mind rest from the tasks that I have before me at the workday, I actually have an easier time, I think, at that time in the day specifically, just kind of, putting on some music and knocking busy work out. That's when I've taken to answering emails and doing some of this more like routine boilerplate tasks, just because I find it's a good time for me to kind of just get in the rhythm, lock and load, and just power through stuff. So that's the idea here. I'll get a good jump start by getting all the videos uploaded today, and then I'll keep going on building the web pages and finalizing the video descriptions across everything in the coming days. Well, this actually ended up getting a little bit long. In the future, like I said, I'm actually going to try to keep these short, like 5-10 minutes. This is probably closer to 10 or 15, but this will be the general format. Like I said, you'll see some stuff here that is kind of like, I'm not going to comment on it because it's like, yeah, this is my to-do list and these things ended up there. And I figured, well, I don't need to edit them out. If people are interested, well, now you know that I bake brownies. That's a thing. They're fiber brownies, but I'm probably not going to comment on stuff like that too much, but you'll see mostly me emphasizing the ministry stuff because that's the point of this series here, right? All of this work that I'm trying to give progress reports on as to the state of what's getting produced in this ministry and what's the output, where are we headed? So I think that's that, and I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow.